So the second topic of discussion is SED. In the unit 4, the second topic is SED, that is stream editor. So it has both the it has the features of SED is it has the combined features of both the grep command and ed command. So grep and ed command, and we will use we will use two files in this example. So one is empl.txt and second one is proweb.txt. So proweb.txt contains 5 lines. First line is a friend in need is a friend in need. Second one is all that glitters is not gold, and third one is industries or perish. Fourth line is work is worship, and fifth line is make hay while sunshine. So these are the 5 lines in the proweb.txt, and another file is there, that is empl.txt. So it also contains lines. So first line is mgv Murthy, head computer science PhD, and kak Murthy, principal electronics PhD, and third line is hs Prabhakara, head information science MTech, and dl Manjunath, head civil PhD, and dv Girish, head mechanical PhD. So these are the 5 lines which contained in the file called empl.txt. So we will use 2 files for explaining the SED commands. Okay, and coming to the syntax of SED, it is SED space options space address underscore action is space file list. That means here options is optional, whereas address underscore action list contains the address underscore action list. So it contains the line address, either line address of the lines. So that means we can give line numbers or we can give patterns. So that is addressing means. So addressing means the basis on which we pick up the lines is nothing but the addressing. So whether it is a grep or SED or AWK, one thing is common, that is picking the lines. So picking the lines and outputting the lines. So this is common part. So how can you do that is, we can do that using patterns, using either picking the lines. How to pick the lines? So picking the lines is nothing but the addressing. So there are 2 ways of picking the addressing. One is either line addressing or context addressing. In case of line addressing, what is happens, we will give line numbers to pick up the lines. To pick up the lines, we give the line numbers. Whereas in case of context addressing, we give the patterns. We give the patterns. That means we give the patterns to search for a particular line in a file and display the line containing the pattern. Display the line containing the pattern. So this is about the context addressing. And coming to the operational mechanism of SED, it consists of input file, and it picks up each line from the file and places it in a pattern space. So what is pattern space? Pattern space is a temporary memory area. It is a temporary buffer space. So each line is picked up and put it into a buffer, and a command file contains a list of commands, and each command is applied onto the lines present in the pattern space. So finally you will get the processed output and displayed onto the monitor or standard output. So this is the operational mechanism of SED. And coming to the first command, that is, there are several commands are present in SED. First one is Q command. That is quitting the lines. So if you give SED space hyphen 5Q space proweb.txt, that means it will display the first 5 lines and then quit. So all the 5 lines are get displayed. If you give SED space hyphen 5Q space proweb.txt. Okay, the same command, instead of giving hyphen e 5Q, we can give in single quote also. SED space single quote 5Q space proweb.txt. So in that way also it will display all the 5. So since you given 5, that means all the 5 lines get displayed. So if you give 4, so all first 4 lines will get displayed. If you give 3, first 3 lines get displayed from the file called proweb.txt. If you give 2, first 2 lines will get displayed from the file called proweb.txt. So this is about the Q command. So next is D command. So D for deletion command. So if you want to delete a line in a file, so how can you do that? You can do it using D command. So SCD space -E space single quote 5D single quote 5D sorry SCD space -E space 5D space proverb.txt. That means the fifth line gets deleted. Fifth line gets deleted and fifth line gets deleted, and you can see the first 4 lines. Suppose if you can also give range of lines you want to delete. For example, SCD space -E space 1 comma 4D space proverb.txt. That means first 4 lines get displayed and the output is make hay while sunshines will get displayed as shown in the slide. So like this you can give any number of any number we want to do. So all these that we covered till now is line addressing. Okay, line addressing. And next command is P command. That means printing the line and then quit from the printing the line and then quit. Suppose if you give SCD space 5P SCD space 5 -E space 5P space file name, that is proverb.txt. That means up to 5 lines will be printed and 5th line is again printed. So 5th line again 2 times it will be. So to avoid duplication, that means to avoid this duplication printing in while using P, always remember to use the -N command. So it will suppress the remaining details and only print the required line. So SCD space -N space single quote 5P space proverb.txt will display only the 5th line, that is make hay while sunshine. So that line gets printed, only 5th line gets printed. Okay, this is about the P command, and you can use combination of Q and P and Q and D. For example, if you want to display only for you can give SCD space -D -4D space SCD space -E space 4D space -E space -5Q. So that means first 5 lines will be displayed and 4th line will get deleted. So that will be the output. Okay, so as shown in the slide you can see the combination of P and D as well as combination of Q and D as shown in the slide. So this is about the P, D and Q commands. So next is we can also till now what we have discussed, we can discuss only line numbers. That means you can print or you can delete a line, so using line numbers. So another way of doing is we can also do it using patterns. You can also do it using, that is context addressing. For example, if you want to search a line containing the friend and want to display that line, you can give SCD space -N space /friend space proverb.txt. That means the word friend is searched in a file called proverb.txt and the output containing the line gets displayed. So a friend in need is a friend in need gets displayed. Okay, SCD space -N space /friend P /friend in quote /friend P space proverb.txt. So if you do like that, then what will happen? A friend in need is a friend in need line will get displayed as shown in the slide. And also if you want to display the lines containing ease, how can you do that? You can do that using SCD space -N space single quote in between the 2 slashes ease followed by P and space proverb.txt. So in that way, if you do like that, what happens is it will display all the lines containing the pattern ease. So for example, a friend in need is a friend in need, it contains ease, and all the glitters is not gold contains ease as the word, and industrialize or perish. So in perish substring ease is there. So that is what the pattern matching means. Even if it contains in a substring, then also that line also gets printed. So that line industrialize or perish also printed. Next is work is worship. So these 4 lines get displayed as the output as shown in the slide. So next is, suppose you want to substitute one name in the form of another. So how can you do that? You can do that using S command. So in SCD there is a command called S command which is used for substitution. So one example is SCD space S within slashes friend and after the second slash give person and after that give P and close the single quote space proverb.txt. If you do like that, what is the output is a person in need is a friend in need. That means the first occurrence of the friend is replaced by person. So this is what we will do using s command. That means s command. So cd space minus n space s is single quotes s slash friend slash person slash p single quote close probe.txt will display a person in need is a friend in need. So here how to replace all the occurrences of the pattern friend. So that means 2 times friend is occurred. So only first word is replaced with a person. So how do you substitute the second word friend also with the person? So you can do that using g at the third slash. You can add g at the third. That is cd space minus n space single quote s slash friend slash person gp single quote close space probe.txt. If you give like that, what happens is a person in need is a person in need gets printed. A person in need in a person in need gets printed. So this is about the substitution command. This is about the substitution. So and one more thing here is if you want to search for example computer science. So how can you do that? How can you do that? So how in EMPL file. So how can you do that? You can do it like SED space single quote slash computer science space empl.txt. So in that way, so the name is the name is MGV Murthy space head space computer science space PhD. So the details gets printed. That means the computer science pattern is present in that line, hence that line gets printed. Hence that line gets printed from the file called empl.txt. Okay, suppose you want to now you want to replace you want to remember and repeat. So that is the concept in we can use in substitution. Remember and repeat. So how can I remember a particular pattern and then repeat that pattern? Okay, so how can I do that? So that also we will discuss now. So before going to that, suppose you want to give a promotion to the computer science head. That means you want to give a promotion and want to make it to vice principal. So how to update the database? So that also we will discuss. So first we will discuss remember and repeated pattern. So what is remember and repeated means? So remember and repeated means, suppose if you want to search for a computer science, okay, and you want to give the promotion as head as a vice principal. So head as a vice principal. So how can you do that? You can do that using SED space minus n space minus n space first give computer science in slashes and single quotes space s space head s 2 slashes head after the second slash give vice principal and close and again third slash give the third slash. Okay, so in that way what happens is the and p after give p and then probe.txt. So what happens is the head is now replaced as the vice principal because head is now promoted as vice principal. So in that way you can do that using s command, that is substitution command. You can using substitution command, what you can do, you can replace the word. That means you can search for a word and then replace with a vice principal, head with vice principal. So as shown in the slide. Next is suppose you want to give computer science as computer science and engineering. You want to update the file as computer science and engineering. So how can you do that? You can do that using computer science and engineering. So you can do that. First what you have to do is search for the computer science keyword. How can you do? SED space you have to give the pattern, that means computer science. After that space yes, don't give anything. So that means you have to remember the computer science again. So don't give, so give 2 slashes followed by the word which you want to use. That means and ampersand and engineering, quotations close p with p and space empl.txt. So what happens is now MGV Murthy space head space computer science and engineering space PhD will be displayed. Suppose instead of a and n, if you want to give ampersand, so since we are using ampersand here as a repeated pattern, so what happens is give ampersand space slash ampersand. That means computer science and engineering, ampersand engineering. So that will get displayed as shown in the slide. So here ampersand means repeating the pattern, slash ampersand means printing the character, actual character ampersand, printing the actual character ampersand. So this is nothing but the remembered and repeated pattern. So if you want to remember the pattern, just give double slash after S. If you want to repeat the pattern, just give ampersand after the slash. Ampersand after the slash. So this is a repeated and remembered pattern can be used in using SCD. Next is suppose this is about the S command. Suppose this is about the S command. So next is suppose you want to change. Suppose you want to change computer. Suppose you want to change a line. So how can you do that? You can do that using C command. You can do that using C command. For example, SCD space minus C space 1I. SCD space hyphen E space 1C. That means change one line. So too many cooks spoil the broth. That means the space probe.txt. So what happens is the first line, that is a friend entity is replaced by too many cooks spoil the broth. That line gets replaced by this line. Okay. So this is nothing but the C command, that is changing the line. Next is appending the line. That means you can add to the end of this. How can you do that? You can do that using in SCD using A command, using A. That is SCD space single quote dollar space A space slash. Okay, you can add J space Manjunath head electrical PhD slash in the next line. You can give HS Mohan space head space instrumentation space MTech. So like that you can give the two lines and add to the space empl.txt. So empl.txt, these two lines will get added to the empl.txt because you given dollar means, so dollar means at the end of the line. So instead of dollar, if you give 3, that means it will add it at the end of the third line. It will be added at the if you give dollar, it will add at the end of the line as shown in the slide. Okay. So this is about the A command. Next is I command. That means so what is the difference between A and I command? So A command adds the line after the line, and I command inserts the line before the line. Inserts the line before the number. So suppose if you give SCD space 1I, SCD space single quote 1I slash and give them too many cooks spoil the broth. That means at the space probe.txt. That means before the first line, the too many cooks spoil the broth. So that line will get added into the first line. That line gets added into the first line. So this is about the I command, A command and C command. So next is W command. That means suppose if you want to suppose you want to write into a separate file. For example, all the heads of the heads data you want to write into a separate file called head.txt. So how can you do that? You can do that simply by doing SCD space search for head. So S head W space head.txt space empl.txt. So in that way, what happens is so the word, the pattern, so head is first searched in the file, and those lines, so there are 4 heads and 1 principal in the file called empl.txt. So all the 4 heads data will be inserted into a file called head.txt. So and also, so this is a way of doing using the write command, that is W command. So you can, another example is, suppose if you want to write the Murthy, so those whose name, there are 2 names with Murthy in this file called empl.txt. Suppose if you want to add Murthy and the name with Murthy into one file and non-others.txt, that means non-Murthy into another file. So how can you do that is just open a file called cmd1.txt. cmd1.txt, and inside the file write this slash, within the slash give Murthy W space Murthy.txt, and in the next line Murthy, within the slash Murthy exclamation mark W space others.txt. So and save it, and now to give this file cmd1.txt to the SCD command. So how you can give is using -f option. So SCD space -f space cmd1.txt space empl.txt. So that means whenever you run this program, there are two files are created, one with the name murthy.txt and another with the name others.txt. So in murthy.txt, the two names MGU Murthy and KK Murthy details will be stored, and in the others.txt, the rest three, that is DL Manjunath and HS Prabhakara and DV Girish. So these three details will be stored in the others.txt. So this is about the W command. So next is R command. That means you want to read from a file. So how can you do that? So you can do that. You read one file from one after the other file. That means a CD space, a CD R space, a CD space R space, murthy.txt space others.txt. So by doing that, by doing like this, first you will read the data from the others.txt, then you will write the others, then you will write from the murthy.txt. But the disadvantage is, since you are not given $R, so the what happens is some distortion will be happen. That means after each line of the others.txt, murthy.txt content, the two lines will be copied. That means after HS Prabhakara, MGU Murthy and KK Murthy, again after DL Manjunath, MGU Murthy and KK Murthy, again after DV Girish, MGU Murthy and KK Murthy. Like that, the three times the data in the murthy.txt get copied. So how to avoid this distortion? So to avoid this one, what you will do is you will give $R, that is a CD space $R space murthy.txt space others.txt. By doing like this, what happens is, first others.txt, that is HS Prabhakara, DL Manjunath and DV Girish data will get printed, and then after that MGU Murthy and KK Murthy data gets printed. So this is about the R command. So next is equal to command. Suppose you want to display the line numbers, of the each line, so along with the line. So how can you do that? You can do that using equal to command. So SCD space -n space equal to space proweb.txt, it will display the line number. So 1 for a friend in need, friend in need, 2 followed by all that glitters is not gold, 3rd followed by industrial perish, 4th followed by work is worship, and 5th followed by make a version. That means the 5 lines and the contents of each line gets printed. So this is about the equal to command. Suppose you want to specific command. Suppose you want to do specific command. So how can you do that? So you can do that suppose you want to display the lines which line begin with A. SCD space slashes caret A and equal to, so slash second slash and equal to P, SCD -n single quote 2 slashes caret A slash equal to space proweb.txt. That means the first 2 lines 1 and 2 will be get, only line numbers will be displayed, because the first line contains a friend in need is a friend in need. That means starts with A and all that glitters is not gold starts with A. So in this way what happens is you can do using SCD also. You can do using SCD line numbers, only line numbers if you want, you can do that also by using the line which number begins with A. Okay, only line numbers will get printed. Okay, so this is about the equal to command. Suppose you want to display range of lines, that means from first line, from all that glitters is not gold to worship. So how can I do that? So you can do that using in SCD space caret, that means slash caret all comma slash worship dollar space proweb.txt. That means the lines begin with all, the line and the line end with worship. So between those lines, all those lines, that means the range address will get printed using SCD. Okay, so this is about the SCD equal to command. And not command is used to negate the output. Suppose if you don't want to those patterns want in the output, so simply give not command. Okay, so this is about the SCD commands. Okay.